I have props. When I was a kid, I had chores. And one of my least favorites, taking out the trash. That's a simple rule. Mom taught me. Andrew, when it's full, take it out. Okay, Mom. You have to imagine that the trash bin we had was in one of those big, long, tall cupboards that you'd open it up and the garbage was inside. So kind of out of sight, out of mind. And every day I'd check. And I didn't really like to take out the trash, so I'd push it down. It's not full yet. And every time the garbage would be going in, Andrew, have you checked that? And I'd open the door and get a little ripe, but I just push it down farther. Yep, checked it, Mom. One time I went for a week, and I was like doing trash compacting before you got the machine that would do the trash compacting, and I had made a brick. And what's more, you'd open up the door into that cupboard and you'd knock yourself out because the stench coming out was so bad from the compressed garbage that had been wedged in there. And when my mom opened up that cupboard one day and literally saw a green cloud come out, Andrew! Yeah, Ma? You haven't taken out the trash. Well, it's not full yet, Mom. Andrew, Patrick, please come up here right now. Came upstairs, I admit, opened up the cupboard, and it was bad. She said, Andrew, try to lift the bag. Couldn't lift the bag. Had to wedge out the garbage basket out of the cupboard. Tried to lift it up, the bag was tearing. And it was leaking. Yeah, I was in so much trouble. Finally, the answer was take the entire thing, bring it outside, and get that smell out of my kitchen. Then take the whole thing, put it in a bigger bag, flip it upside down, get it out, seal it off, gas mask it, and get it out. Fumigate that cupboard. And then a little lesson about, Andrew, you need to take out the trash a little more often so it doesn't stink, so it doesn't make a mess. It ain't just true in the physical world. It's true in the spiritual. There are times when we get opportunities to take a look at what's on the inside. And sometimes the stuff that's in there isn't pretty. Maybe it's been words that we've said or thoughts that have crossed our brain, or maybe it's actions we've done. And the temptation can be, I'm just going to pack it down. I'm just going to push it down further. I'm just going to shove it down into my soul and not look at it. Because out of sight, out of mind. That's not good. Sooner or later, it starts to stink. Sooner or later, it's going to come back at us. Sooner or later, we got to deal with the mess. And the amazing thing about that is, God gives us a way to cleanse our hearts. God gives us an opportunity to really take an honest look in and recognize that Jesus, who already knows what's in there, loves us and longs for us to be whole, to be healed, to be renewed, to have an experience of grace. Because what happens is when we can cleanse the depth of our hearts, it's God's love that floods that space. The minute that we start taking out the trash on the inside, the Lord's going to fill it with love and life and hope and joy. Today is a day to experience grace and forgiveness and mercy and the love of Jesus. To do that, we look inside. We might not like what we see, but when we look honestly and sincerely and say, I want that out, Christ himself is right at our elbow to help us, to invite us, and to give us the grace we need. That's the celebration of the sacrament today. that we can turn away from those sins and allow the love of Christ to fill the spaces in our hearts. God help us, and God bless you all.